what do I keep saying? I just thought I'd do a little video showing this. It barely ever gets into the media. But, there's a lot going on in the world right now, so, cracks form and things leak everywhere. Here's a little article that's just come out. Abuse in the ranks of basically police abusing people behind closed doors, their own family members and stuff like this. And I'll just go make a point here. Abuse in the ranks, just read a little bit. You can see the link here. You go ABC News. Police in Australia are failing to take action against domestic violence. So police are too often failing to take action against cops who commit domestic violence, fueling a culture of impunity in forces across the country and putting victims at risk. ABC News investigation has found, which is, oh look, these are all white cops, yeah? ABC News, as in the anti-white broadcast, and it's just a way of portraying what. That's all it is. Whereas actually, the vast majority of these abusers, they're all kinds, but the worst are not white. So, it's saying that what coming worse. Let's just show important bits. Here's an example. They're just giving one example of a woman living in a rural community, right? And apparently they call it a tricky case. Why? So it's black and white, crystal clear. So police with specialist training connections assaulted her in front of his colleagues. So this is not alone, okay? This shows that every single cop in the vicinity, they're all involved, right? So this shows that this is what every cop is involved in, not one. Every single one. They do it openly in front of their peers. Has assaulted her in front of his colleagues, enlisted friends and relatives to help her stop leaving. So he's in. You see, this is what I keep saying. They don't just pay thugs on drugs and call criminals to harass people. They'll enlist their own friends and family. Little inner circle group above the law, right? And they literally stalk people and shit, right? So he assaulted in front of her colleagues, enlisted friends and relatives to help her stop leaving, and warned her that if she ever tried to run, he'll track her down, kill her, and bury her someplace her body would never be found. This is a police officer, and this is what he's doing in front of friends, family, and other police officers, and they're all in on it. This is every cop. Every single one is doing this. This is what they do every day. This is why they're able to do it freely and openly in front of each other. So at one point an elaborate escape plan devised under a false name, spit off and I was looking for there's so much here I can't find what I was gonna find, but I'll go to the bottom to prove the point here, the main point I wanted to make here. Just see quickly see if there's anything else more I wanted to. Look, in public, senior police have consistently claimed that they hold serving officers to higher standards and even more accountable for committing domestic violence. But behind closed doors, police concede they're treating badged abusers differently to offenders in the broader community. Oh yeah, it's way worse than that. Way worse. There is absolutely no rule of law. If you are a police officer and you turn against your own police officers and start dobbing on them, they take you out. But if you cover their backs, it's just an agreement they have. If you cover their backs, you can get away with anything. But if you start dobbing, they'll do you in. That's how it works. It's not like a rotten apple. It's rot, and there is no apple. There's no apple left. Hasn't been for a long time. It's just a pile of rot. Okay, national data. Look, you can't get data on this stuff because it's covered up, right? You're never going to get the statistics, ever. The fact that shows that every cop is doing this. It's not wide. It's not just widespread. It's universal across the entire police force. Because showing by example that every cop is in on it. But the point I wanted to make, it's almost to get to the bottom here. A culture of having each other's backs. It's just short. But there's so much here. It's so fucking bad. It's like he never switched off from cop mode. Okay, so they go around. It's okay to go around doing this to the general community, then, is it? But if you're have associations with a police officer outside of when he's off duty, apparently it's anything goes. It's fucking ridiculous. To think that this is normal behaviour by someone who's supposed to be held to the highest standard, doing the lowest behaviour. I had no faith police could keep me safe. Now what happens if you don't trust police? What do? They gaslight you. Oh, you're accusing police. You're paranoid of police. I think you need to come with us. We take you to a psychiatric facility. That's what they do. What do I keep documenting proof of? But just gave him a green light, and they do not do anything. But this I want to show you. It down the bottom, there's more down here, but this is exactly what they do every step of the way. Every single police officer is doing this. He'd block doors so I couldn't leave the house, and he'd tell me if I ever left him, he'd call the police and say he was concerned about my welfare and have me scheduled. See what I keep fucking saying? The secret police say, the rigged system. They use government powers to have you kidnapped by psychiatry and taken out. He'd say the police would believe him because he was in charge. I was terrified. They do this is what they do in every corner every day. You can't reform, calls for reform, you can't reform this. You have to kill him. You can't put him to prison, you can't reform them, you have to fucking kill him. We have not always got it right. You've never got anything wrong, ever. The police force actually, they are slavers. They start out as traders who enslave their own people for peanuts. This is what they do. They gaslight, threaten to have a welfare check on you. What do you? How many people are saying, why are you so concerned about this welfare check stuff? I said, go look at what a fucking welfare check is. Look at what happens. When the government comes to your home threatening to do a welfare check, this is what they're threatening to do to you. I don't fucking stand.